Flosstube. It is Sunday, May 28th, and I am back. Kate of Colorblind Cross Stitch. My last video hasn't even finished uploading yet, but I am back already because I just got the most amazing deal. As I mentioned in my last video, which you may or may not have seen before this one, because I'm not sure when I'll upload this video. I might upload it later, but anyway, all that aside, depending on whether you've watched my last video yet, you will know that today I had arranged to meet someone who I'd found on Kijiji, who had a bunch of some like metallic thread and beads, which I was gonna buy, and then she also had some fabric which I was gonna look at and, you know, see what it was like and maybe buy. So I did that. I met up with her at a mall and looked at the beads, looked at the fabric, and you guys, I have got the most amazing deal on this fabric. I am so excited about all the things that I can stitch. So first, and before I put all my fabric away, I wanted to show it to you. But first, I'm going to tell you what the less amazing part of my amazing deal. So, here, yes, back here is the less amazing part of my amazing deal, is this little bag of stuff, which I got for $10. This little bag of stuff includes assorted Mill Hill beads. There are 4 packages of 03021 seed beads. Those might be pink or white, pearly white. I haven't actually yet looked up what colors these are, so I don't know what colors of beads I have yet. But there are 4 packages of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. And then there's 1 package of petite Mill Hill beads, 42013, which look like they might be red or maybe dark pink. And 1 package of petite 40479 Mill Hill beads, and those look like they might be some kind of white. So I have no plans for these yet, obviously, but I mean, if I ever need to bling something up, I have bling. I mean, this was not the reason I bought this. The reason that I definitely was, like, gonna buy this. I'll get to that in a second. But this little bag, it still has stuff in it. There's also brads? I have no idea what those are for. They were just in the package of stuff. I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea what they're for. They look like tiny thumbtacks. 100 pieces. They look like tiny thumbtacks, but I assume they're probably not tiny thumbtacks. Or, sorry, not thumbtacks. The ones you put on, like, paper to hold paper together, and you bend them, that are always in, like, duotangs. Those aren't thumbtacks, those are something else. This is what those look like. Like the little things in duotangs where you, like, spread them apart and hold the paper, and I don't know. They're brads, whatever brads are. Then there was a whole bunch of, like, charms of various sorts. That's a bee. These ones. Those ones are swans. Whoops. These are dragonflies. Oh, I think that's more bees. More bees. Frogs. Frogs. more bees, I think. Oh, ladybugs. And more frogs. So, random charms. No idea what I'm gonna do with them, but sometime is getting bees, frogs, and dragonflies. Now, more of the reason why I bought this, well, I was like, yes, I will definitely take this, is, one spool of DMC gold. That is very gold. That's very pretty. I mean, I know it's the DMC one, so it's going to be a pain to work with because apparently that's what's up with DMC. So, one spool of DMC gold and 6 spools of Krynic. If I can hold them all up for you. Whoops! Three. And 3. So, let's see, I have... Oh, let's read the right side. Oh. Very fine braid in 044. Blending filament 001HL. Blending filament is so annoying, but it makes it so pretty at the end. Oh, this blending filament does not want to. That is very silver. Blending filament. This is also blending filament in 001. Sort of more sparkly silver. Oh, I think this is more of the one I just had. Blending filament. Oh, in 001HL. Oh, you know what I bet it is? HL must be high luster. So I've got 2 that are high luster and 1 that isn't. Oh, and this is the third one that... Yes, it's 001 blending filament. The not high luster. I'm gonna put that back in there before it unwinds. And then this is... 002 Japan thread. I'm not sure what Japan thread is. I don't know if that is that like a braid? Like the fine braid? I'll have to look it up. I'm not sure if that's like a braid metallic thread or like a blending filament. But bunch of silver blending filament, very fine braid, Japan thread, 6 spools of Krynic. And this is why I was like, I will definitely pay $10 for all that stuff, because these spools of Krynic are like $4 each. There are 6 of them. So, I mean, if you want to do the math on like how much this person paid for them new, like that is, what's that? 6 times 4? $24. You know, and then I got all the other stuff. Effectively, like, I wanted these, and maybe like the DMC metallic thread. I wanted the metallic thread. You know, which would have been like $25, $30 new for $10. And then there's all these like little beads and charms, which are effectively free. Because, like, I was paying mostly for the, I wanted the metallic thread, and then there's all this other stuff, which is effectively free. But that is the less amazing part of my amazing deal, because the other part of my amazing deal is, as I mentioned, she had some fabric that I was going to look at. And I was kind of thinking, like, okay, if it comes from a smoky home, no, because I don't want to deal with that. If it's all in, like, small pieces, like fat eighths, which is, you know, like 9 by 12 or whatever a fat eighth is exactly, I don't remember, then, you know, probably no, because I stitch, you know, somewhat bigger things very often. And if I'm stitching something smaller, I can take, you know, like a fat quarter and cut it down into a fat eighth and do it that way. But at least if they're bigger pieces, I have more options. So, I looked at this fabric, and they're all, I mean, there's like 1 or 2 that are like fat eighths, kind of deal. Like, they were like 9 or 10 by something. There was a couple table runners that are like 12 by something. But most of these things were at least fat quarters. Like 21, there's a whole bunch of like 21 by 20 inches. There was some that was like 25 by 20. I have a couple that are like 30, are almost a yard, 34 by something. So, and I'm doing this video before I put all the fabric away because I don't want to have to pull it all out again. So, I'm just going to start, you see I have a bag. I have a bag that I'm going to put my fabric in, where it's going to live, because I need to put this fabric somewhere. And so I'm just going to sit here and put all this fabric in this bag and sort of show you what I got while I do this, so that I don't have to like pull it out of the bag again to show you next week. So, first off, white! This is all white. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 pieces of, I think actually most of these are antique white. They all might be antique white. Most of them have labels. They all apparently came from the cross-stitch cupboard, which I guess was someone's LNS somewhere at some point. I don't know if it still exists anymore or where it was, but there are a couple pieces that don't have labels, which I'm assuming were cut from other pieces. So this is all antique white in various counts of Ida. Most of this fabric is Ida, which is perfectly okay with me because I like stitching on Ida. So most of this is 16. There might be a couple 14 count pieces, maybe an 18 count. But yeah, that's what did I say? 8, 9 pieces of white. So yeah, antique white in my bag. Then we have ivory. In ivory, I have 3 pieces of ivory Ida, and 1 piece of ivory linen. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. It feels nice, but it's 32 count linen, and I can't really see the holes on this. I mean, I can see that it has holes, but like, seeing it well enough to, put a needle through those holes, I don't know if I can manage it. Like, that is, I mean, I can only just do 28 count Lugana. So I have a random piece of 32 count linen, which I don't know if I'll ever use, but it came in this pile of fabric. So I, just kind of took it anyway, because why not? But yeah, so I think like one of these is 14 and the others are 16 probably. And I think that feels like it might be a fat 1/8. Those 2 are probably fat quarters. I think the linen's a fat quarter, but that's 4 pieces of ivory. Okay, maybe we'll then do grays. We have 1 piece of pewter gray, Ida. 2 pieces of platinum gray, Ida. I'm assuming these are grays. Pewter and platinum sound like gray. Pewter might be a bluey. I don't know. Is that gray or blue? I feel like pewter should be a gray. I'm not sure. Yeah, those are 3 pieces of gray, Ida. We have 1 piece of lamb's wool. I don't know what color lamb's wool is. Is it a gray or a brown? I mean, it looks pretty gray to me, but I feel like it might be a brown. I'm not sure. Whatever color lamb's wool is, there's a lamb's wool one. And then this is fiddler's cloth, or fiddler's lute? Honestly, it looks like that says fiddler's hate. Obviously that would not make sense for a piece of fabric. This is a nice big piece. I think this is one of the ones that was like 25 or maybe even almost a yard, 28, 30. So that's fiddler's something. And then I have 2 pieces of this stuff. That is some kind of Ida. That again looks kind of gray. These 2 weren't labeled, so I don't know what color this one is supposed to be. I'm seeing kind of like mottled gray. I feel like they might also be a brown. Honestly, these ones don't feel as nice. They're a bit more rough than some of the other pieces of Ida. But 3 pieces of mottly brown gray stuff. Maybe I'll put those inside like that. Oh, actually, then I'll do these. Put these in here. I should have put these in. I didn't think that through very well. Okay, well, that's okay. Because these are also ivory, I believe. And I had them in a different pile. That is apparently an ivory breadcloth. And 2 ivory table runners. I'm assuming they're table runners because they're like 36 by 12. I mean, I guess you could probably do like bell pulls too. So they kind of go together, I think. I think maybe the person was going to do, I don't know, something that matched with the ivory tablecloths and or table runner and such. Okay. This is a pile of green. Assorted greens. We have sage green. I feel like I should show the back, so then you might be able to see the color better. What else is there? Charcoal / smoky green? I'm not sure what color to think of this as, because I would have thought that charcoal is gray. And it's not mottled. It's not like it's an over-dyed fabric. It's one color, so I'm not sure if I'm supposed to, like, if the color is charcoal or the color is smoky green. Or what color smoky green would even be. But yeah, so that's, probably green. And then I have 2 pieces that are bay leaf, which I'm assuming is a green, because, you know, leaves are usually green. I don't know. Bay leaves look green to me. That's the other bay leaf. And then, a piece of khaki that happened to come in a bag. I hope the glare isn't too bad. And then a piece that I'm assuming is also khaki, but did not have a label. So it kind of looks like the khaki, so I'm assuming it's khaki. But that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of green. To go in my bag. I have 2 pieces of lavender mist, which is a purple, I'm assuming. Again, it's just one of those things where I think it kind of looks a bit gray, but I can imagine how it would be a nice purple. You know, if I had more color vision. So that's 2 purple pieces. We're almost to the end. And then I have blues. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue pieces. Which is French blue, twilight blue, 2 pieces of light blue, 1 piece of feminine blue? I have no idea what the initials FMN stand for. This is one of those ones that looks very white, like very looks almost white to me. It looks pretty much white. So I'm assuming it's like a, I don't know, an ice blue, sky blue, very, very pale blue, because it does say blue on the label. I figure the label knows what it's talking about. 5 pieces of blue. Okay. And then there's black. The black is 16 count and 18 count, I think. So yeah, there's just 1, 2, 3, no, 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of black, I think. It's black. Black is interesting because I have 2 like really big pieces and 2 really small pieces. Black. And then, finally, hiding behind me here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of hand-dyed fabric. I get to play with overdyes. I'm so excited! So excited! This one is Legacy. No idea what color Legacy is. Actually, maybe I'll take them out of their bags. At least, I don't know if I'll unfold them, but yeah. These are all Ida. I only had there's like 1 piece of linen, but yeah, that's Legacy. I'm not sure what color it is, but it has some pretty modeling. It's a nice, like, subtler modeling. I have to get these things back in their bags. That's no problem. So that's Legacy. This one is apparently from Picture This Plus. It had a Picture This Plus label. This is Willow. I assume Willow is a green. That's sort of a pale green with some mottling in there. Oops. How would I folded this? That's how I folded this. So that's Willow. This is Charm. Charm, again, is also Picture This Plus. And once again, I don't know what color this is. I'm going to have to look up, I think 123 Stitch has Picture This Plus fabric, so I think I can look up, like, what Charm and Willow, and I think the Legacy might be a Picture This Plus because it's the same size. But that's Charm. I like this one. It has some sort of like interesting mottles going on. I need to find out what size it is. Or not what size it is. I measured them all. I know what size it is. What colors are in Charm before I put something on it. But that's Charm. And I think my favorite one of the hand-dyed fabrics that I came up with, that was in my thing, this is Storm. Specifically, it says Storm Ida for Flosstube. So I don't know if Flosstube was, and this is Crossed Wing Collection. Yeah, it says Storm for Flosstube. I don't know if Flosstube was like a stitch-along or something that this person never did. And this is like, I love this because it's a super big piece, but also because look at how pretty that is. I mean, maybe I'm seeing it wrong, but I see a bunch of sort of like blues, and maybe there's some grays or greens, I don't know, but like I'm seeing definitely like blue modeling, and it's almost a yard long. Like it's a half. It's a huge piece of fabric. And, like, I am loving this. No idea what's gonna go on such a big piece of fabric. Because I would want to do it, you know, something that isn't full coverage, because I would want the modeling to come through, because I, like, just look at that. Just look at it. It's so pretty. I now need to figure out how I fold this fabric back up. Well, let's just do this like this. And then like this. So I think I'm probably most excited about this one. And I mean, apparently this person paid $46 for this, which doesn't really surprise me. It's like half a yard of, well, it's like a yard by like a fat half of hand-dyed fabric. Although I was looking at like fat halves for Save the Stitches when I was thinking about doing it, and I don't think it was quite that much. They were like 30 something, 20 something, 30 something, because one of the things I was looking at was an opalescent. Because I still want an excuse for an opalescent fabric. None of these fabrics are opalescent. But that is Storm by the Crosswing Collection. Ida, 14 count? Yeah, 14 count Ida. I love it. So yeah. So, in conclusion, this bag of fabric is now full. That is now full of fabric. Like, pretty much done. I paid, I like actually had to like inventory my fabric and like make myself like an Excel spreadsheet with my fabric in it now so that I can like keep track of the fabric I have, because this is 43 pieces of fabric. Most of them are at least a fat quarter. There are a couple that are like fat eighths, and then there are a couple that are just like weird shapes because like the 2 table runners kind of thing. 47 pieces of fabric. I paid $50 for them. $50! That is like $1.25 per piece of fabric? Like, you can't get fat quarters for $1.25. No way! They're like at least $10. I mean, if you do like, you go and like go to Michael's and just get the like plain old Michael's brand, whatever. I mean, that's like $8 or $9, and that's like the cheapest you can get for that size. There are 43 pieces in there. I'm like, and it was amazing because like the lady who I was buying them from, I guess she was it was her sister, I guess, was moving and was sort of like downsizing, and I guess had done what many of us do and acquired, you know, a large stash of things she wanted to stitch. And so this lady was, you know, basically was just like helping her sister out by like, you know, being like, okay, I'll take care of selling the things for you, like on Kijiji. So, so she wasn't the cross stitcher herself. But then she was like, so I looked through all the fabric and I was like, okay, yes, I will buy all of it. How much do you want for it? Because I think on Kijiji, she had them in like 3 or 4 separate lots, and they were like $20 or $30 for each lot, kind of thing. And I was like, I'm going to buy all of it. How much do you want? She was like, $50. She was like, my sister wants 80, so I lost 50. And I'm like, yes. I'm not arguing with that. I will like, I mean, internally I was just going, yeah! But I didn't want to like do that out loud because then it would be like, oh no, give me more money. No. So yeah, so she was like, $50. So I'm like, yes. So 43 pieces of fabric for $50. Amazing. Which is why, like, when it came to like, then it was like, oh, and here's the like the metallic and beads, and that was like $10. I'm like, I'm not arguing with you about that. You know, maybe, actually probably not even. I'm not like the most like super bargainer person, so I probably wouldn't have actually like tried to bargain anyway. But you know, like tried to haggle anyway, but like I wasn't even gonna think about it because I was like, all that fabric for $50? I will pay $10 for the bling, which is still like the person who bought it must have paid like at least $50 new for all of that stuff, and I just got it for 10. Just like I was talking like about the fabric, like I mean, if you assume conservatively that each piece of fabric costs $10, that's $430. But the hand-dyed pieces have like $20, $30, $40 on them. So, you know, I mean, maybe some of the like plain old white stuff costs less, but because again, I think to get some in like the smaller sizes in like at like Michael's is like $8 something. And then I don't know if like this store, this cross stitch cupboard, had like coupons or, you know, whatever. But like that's probably $500 worth of fabric. New. $50. I cannot get over how, like, in the span of a day, I went from having, you know, like, a couple pieces of scrap fabric. I think I have one or two sort of big pieces that I picked up sort of like secondhand, to I now have a fabric stash. And it's great because, except for the one piece of linen that I don't know what I'm going to do with, it's all Ida. It is all Ida. That is 42 pieces of Ida, and that is, for me, that is awesome. I know lots of stitchers love their linens and love their even weaves. I appreciate that. I mean, I have to admit, the piece of Lugana that I'm doing my Egyptian sampler on, that's a Charles Craft piece of like the DMC Charles Craft Lugana, it's a nice piece of fabric. And like that linen, that piece of linen in there, it's a nice piece of, like, it's nice and soft, and I bet it's wonderful to work on. Like, the Lugana is a nice piece of fabric. It's just, I have a hard time seeing holes that small. I find it harder to work on than Ida, and like, I want my hobby to be fun. Yes, I do, you know, sometimes go and be like, I'm gonna do this thing, and I'm gonna hate myself while doing it because it's gonna be awesome in the end. Now I have black 18 count Ida, and I'm going to stitch something on it eventually. I did not really particularly like stitching on the navy blue 18 count Ida because it was really hard to see, so black is gonna be like that much worse. I'm gonna do it anyway, because I'm gonna make something and it's going to be amazing. You know, and that's why you sort of like take breaks and do some, and then do some things, and then do other things, and that's great. But yeah, I'm like super duper excited. So yeah, I completely blew my fabric budget, cross stitch budget for like the next 3 months. I don't even care. I'm not like, you know, I'm not gonna like not be able to make rent or something, which, you know, that's when I would care. Sorry about that. My person called, and then I was watching him stream a video game, and a whole bunch of time has passed, but it's great because, I mean, yeah. Oh, and now Neko has come to see me because I was sitting on my bed, so he might be in the picture too. I don't know if he will be or if he'll just lie down. But no, I'm basically done. I showed you all my fabric. It's super cool. And I was pretty much done showing you everything anyway, and showed you all my bling, which is also super cool. Yeah, and so then my person called, and I was watching him play Emily is Away Too, which is like a story game. It's like simulates like an instant messenger chat, and you're like chatting, and it's like so high school, and it's just kind of like a story about the relationships you have with these people via like internet chat. Kind of interesting. Very sort of like true to life. Yeah, I put some more stitches in my celestial dragon because he's so pretty using my new bohin needles. It's great. And I have lots of fabric. It's great. Everything is great. I'm gonna go eat supper now. That's all I have to say. So yeah, thanks for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and I will talk to you later. Bye!